advanced, kind of, work that you would normally do probably in Hyderabad or Bangalore. And they seemed rather confident and comfortable. They're working out of their own hometown and they're working absolutely, fine. And the attrition is much lower. And of course, the aspiration to move to Hyderabad, to Bangalore, to the US is always there. It's always the back of your mind. But if we are able to provide a constant feeder of good quality human resources by way of task, I think there is no question there should be no question in anybody's mind that these tier 2 towns, especially post-COVID, where COVID has shown that you can get your work done from anywhere in the world, be it a village or be it a small town or a medium town or a big town or a city like Hyderabad, I think it goes without saying that the quality of life is that much better. The quality of work is even better. So my humble request to HYCIA, I think the time has come, Manisha, under its first women president, to start reinventing and start thinking beyond Hyderabad, start thinking and charting up plans to ensure that growth also happens in tier 2 towns. In fact, we have an industry veteran, Vijay Rangineni, who used to work at TechM as in a very, very senior leadership capacity. We have roped him in, and he's now dedicatedly working to improve our IT in tier 2 towns. So if any of you have any plans, I think please reach out to Vijay. Vijay will ensure that you get all the support that's required. And I have a bone to pick with Rajanna of TCS also. Rajanna actually hails from Warangal. Need I say more? TCS, Rajanna Garu, Warangal, I think I'm trying to connect the dots. So please make it happen, because I think it's important for us to understand that, industry leaders like Infi, like TCS, like Wipro, if you lead by example, then all the medium guys, all the smaller guys will also follow suit. So my humble request to the industry captains, I'm meeting Chandra on 12th. I'll surely bring this up. I'll surely ask him how he can also help us, take this to Warangal. We were successful. We have been successful in attracting some names. Genpact has come to Warangal. L&T Mindtree, now I think it's called LT Mindtree. LTIM. They have set up shop. And of course, I'm eternally thankful to Mohan Reddy Garu, who's always been a great guide, a friend, philosopher. I just asked him, I said, sir, you have to lead by example and set up a science center. He was happy and he started a center in Warangal. And he says the reports are extremely encouraging. We also have had TechM, set up a small center in, Warangal. I'm looking forward to more and more of this happening, because the scope to do more is immense. Likewise in Karimnagar, Khammam, Nizamabad, Nalgonda. See, today the biggest strength for, I think, IT industry is we really are not tapping into our friends overseas, especially in the US and UK. A lot of those gentlemen and ladies who have origins and roots in Telangana, in Andhra Pradesh, and India actually have started small and medium enterprises and are looking to expand and looking to set up centers. For them, Hyderabad, in fact, or Bangalore, in fact, might actually end up being a little costlier than they would otherwise imagine. So what I would strongly recommend to my NRI friends who are looking to expand, their footprint in India is start looking at tier 2 towns. Start exploring the opportunities in tier 2 towns, because we have created plug and play facilities. All you need is to walk in, take up space, start creating local employment and local business, and you're only bound to grow. So my humble request to Manisha and HYCIA as well is start thinking beyond Hyderabad, start looking at more opportunities outside of Hyderabad. And let's work together as government and industry to ensure that this actually happens in a seamless fashion. And I'm also looking at many more new things happening in Hyderabad in 2023. We'll have the beautiful facility of T-Works, the largest prototyping facility in the country again. It will be inaugurated this year. We are looking to inaugurate it in the first quarter. We're looking to get an industry leader, industry captain. We are working on schedules. But as soon as that happens, we'll actually do it with some fanfare, and we'll make sure that the entire country understands. The 3D printed gateway towers of Kandla Koya that just was unveiled was a 3D printed model, and we can do many, many more such things from T-Works, and we can do ventilators, we can do even the Vikram S rocket that was launched by Skyroot. The model of it was also prepared, the prototype was prepared in T-Works. So there's plenty of things that can be done in a maker's lab, in a maker's space, where you can have hobbyists, you can have professionals, you can have amateurs, everybody come in and explore prototyping. we are looking forward to that. Likewise, of course, the expansion of existing facilities, expansion of, in terms of attracting newer investments, our efforts are consistent. Our efforts are continuous. In fact, a lot of people don't understand sales cycles. I mean, I can't blame them. People don't understand sales. The reason why I say that people don't understand sales cycles is because each time I travel on business to Davos or even to the US or any other country, UK or someplace, I'm always asked the question by the press, कि इस बार कितना investment लाया? बस होता ये है कि to develop a connection, to develop a relationship, and to eventually, for it to have to materialize, एक झटके में नहीं हो जाता है. It takes time to build relations, to actually nurture, to actually eventually inspire confidence, and eventually get them to invest. Can't happen overnight or can't happen in one meeting. It's not like मैं इतना शाहरुख खान भी नहीं हूँ मैं जाके कि एक ही बार फ्लोर कर दिया, चाम कर दिया, वो लोग आ गए, ऐसा नहीं. You really have to work at it. You really have to ensure that you inspire confidence. Your city inspires confidence. Whenever I tell people about TSI Pass, all the top 5 tech companies being here, with their second largest base, I keep throwing the names. You've seen me enough. The Apples, Amazons, Googles, Metas, Qualcomm, Salesforce, Uber, Micron, Novartis. The list goes on. All the second largest bases being here. Any new person that I meet, any person I meet for the first time, they are always in disbelief. They are like, okay, is this guy BSing or is he actually, making a factual statement? And then I tell them, listen, if you don't believe me, because I'm a politician, I can't blame you. But I keep telling them, listen, why don't you actually pay a visit to Hyderabad? Aakhe dekh lo, seeing is believing, because I might be talking for a living, but it's also a fact that this work has been done. It is there for you to see. So why don't you please drop in? Point I'm trying to make is to get a new investor, to get a prospective investor, to when you're competing with not just other states but other nations as well, is definitely getting more and more tougher. But Hyderabad, sells itself. Hyderabad definitely has been a fantastic, has seen a fantastic, image makeover, if I may say so, in the last couple of decades. Because wherever I go today, when I tell them that, Hyderabad has recently won the world's best green city award, surpassing Bogota, Paris, and Mexico City and others, they're amazed. They're like, really? Did that really happen? I say, yes, you can go and look in. So when I keep mentioning these things, Hyderabad recently, in fact, day before yesterday, Oxford Economics has reported that Hyderabad will be the fastest growing city in APAC along with Bangalore, surpassing Beijing, Tokyo, and others. A lot of people don't believe it. But the fact is, when JLL rates Hyderabad as a city with the best momentum in the world, most dynamic city in the world, again, I have to sell really hard, because even most of you don't believe it, unless you actually read it, unless you get it validated by somebody else. मैं इसलिए कहता हूँ, अगर हैदराबाद को या तेलंगाना को अप्रिशिएट करना है, तो बाहर जाके आओ, फिर पता चलेगा आपको कि यहाँ क्या हो रहा है. हिंदुस्तान में बाहर जाओ, बैंगलोर जाओ, नहीं बैंगलोर ज़्यादा नहीं बोलना है, बैंगलोर जाओ, बॉम्बे जाओ, दिल्ली जाओ, हर जगह जाओ, फिर वापस आओ, then you will appreciate what I'm saying. So we are focused on ensuring that existing enterprises expand their services, existing enterprises expand their footprint. We are also focused on ensuring our infrastructure continues to grow. Under SRDP, we had started 47 projects. Today, 34 are complete. Show me one other city in India which has done a similar kind of infrastructure work in the last 1 decade. I challenge you, and I'm saying this openly in front of cameras, you can show me any other city in India which has done such humongous work in terms of adding infrastructure to its capacity. Not just road infra. In fact, Hyderabad will be the first city in India to be treating 100% of its sewerage by June this year. 100% of sewerage. Again, no city in India can make a claim like that. Hyderabad also, in fact, will be, again, one among the few cities in India which has taken care of its drinking water woes till the year 2050 because of the investments that we have, put into drinking water space, Mission Bhagirath especially, and with Kaleshwaram, again, providing not just water for irrigation, but also drinking water for Hyderabad through Konda Puchamma Sagar and Mallana Sagar. I think, again, there are very few cities in India which can make a similar claim. Drinking water is not a concern. Traffic, of course, is a concern. Public transportation. In fact, we're working on Hyderabad Metro, Airport Metro, and we are also looking at phase 2 of Metro. We are looking to expand public transportation, make it more robust, and we want to continue to help our construction industry here as well. We are possibly the only state in the country which provides a single window TSB pass. Like for industries, we provide TSI pass. For anybody who wants to build a house, a small dwelling or a large IT park, we have TSB pass, the Telangana State Building Project Approval Self-Certification System. A very seamless model where all permissions are guaranteed in 21 days. And since I'm also the Minister for Urban Development, I can tell you, if I don't deliver on the 21-day window, on the 22nd day, the construction permission is deemed to have been given. No state in India will tell you this. There's a lot of other complaints that people might have, but I'm also proud that Mercer has been rating us because of all these innovations and policies, because of all the things that we have done in terms of expanding our footprint, not in IT, but not just in IT, but also with our focus on environment. The Harita Haram program has been a huge hit. Our green cover has expanded by 7.7% in the last 8 years. And I'm immensely proud that we have been rated as the most livable Indian city for 5 years in a row, from 2015 until 2020, and then they suspended it because of COVID by Mercer. Again, the list goes on, but what's heartening is, like I said, the number of new jobs added, of course, is something that we can all take pride in. When this new government came in 2014, the total number of IT employment was 3,23,000 directly in the IT sector. Today, it's almost 8.7 lakh employees in the IT sector alone, which goes to show you the kind of humongous growth we've had over the last 8 years. Our IT exports also speak for themselves. It was 57,000 crores in 2014. Today, it's 1,83,000 crores. We are much, much, much above the national average. And we continue to grow, and we look forward to, of course, working with you and the entire industry. The last thing I'll tell you, of course, COVID. And COVID derailed a lot of our plans in terms of growth, in terms of additional investments, etc., because COVID was a huge disruption in the way, especially IT industry used to work, and now how the industry captains and industry leaders think. But I'm of the firm belief that India's journey has just begun. The next 2 decades, India will continue to make its presence felt in technology industry. And like Manisha was pointing out, 5 million jobs over the last 40 years and 3 million jobs over the 2 million jobs over the next 3 years. Now it is upon us. How do we leverage, how do we latch onto that opportunity? Another 2 million jobs coming our way in the next 3 years. How do we latch onto that opportunity? I think one of the most important ways in which we can do it is in a very collaborative model. Possibly, I'm not aware of other governments working so closely with the industry like we do here in Telangana. We have a Cyberabad Security Council headed by our CP and a joint effort of the industry and our government, multi-stakeholder approach like I was talking about. We also have Rajkonda now having its own security council, and we continue to engage, we continue to work together, and we continue to understand where new opportunities are likely to come up. Of course, a lot of people are also talking about a soft recession in the United States, how business is going to slow down, etc. But I believe, I'm not going to say this, outside of this room, but I believe that in a way, indirectly, I think over the next few years, a lot of new jobs are going to be created in India. It could be somebody else's loss, but I think the opportunity is there for us, to grab and to actually grow. So I request all the industry captains, the delegates of various enterprises here, to point us to the new opportunities, to point us to prospective investors, to start looking at tier 2 towns, start looking at newer technologies, start understanding, start working and guiding us particularly in the way of ensuring that our local youth get bulk of the jobs. Because ultimately every government wants investment primarily for one reason. We'd want to, of course, position Hyderabad as a marquee investment opportunity, but we also want to ensure that the locals get bulk of the jobs. So that's why we have created tasks, that's why we have created a number of other such facilities where we want the local youth to enroll, to work with you. I'm also, in fact, we're working very closely to see how the academic industry partnership can be forged. One of the things Jayesh and I have been working on, we have a wonderful institute called as the Triple IT at Basra. It's also called as RGUKT. I've visited this wonderful institution where we have nearly 9,000 very bright youngsters, who study there. We are looking to see how the IT hub at Nizamabad can actually potentially become an opportunity for them to give them some innovation space there, and can become a platform for them to also start looking not just job opportunities, just to be job seekers, but also to actually start working out on their own ideas. So maybe to start forging those kind of partnerships, to start partnering with a college in Nalgonda or a Karimnagar or Nizamabad or Khammam. I think industry needs to start taking a slightly different approach to start engaging with this youngsters, internships, apprenticeships, practice school kind of options, etc. Because I think it's important, for you to also lower your attrition and also to ensure that you engage with potential employees at a very, very early stage. I think that will help both the local students and also the enterprises. So many more such thoughts, but I really, really sincerely thank ICEA for taking the time out. And also, lastly, I think the reason why we hosted this in Thrill City is because we also wanted you to kind of take a look around, because I know that your children or even your employees could possibly once in a while take a break, go around, have a retreat in a place like this where you could mix both business and pleasure. So please do go around. There is lunch and everything else organized. So please do take a few minutes out of your busy schedule, go around, explore the place, and please do also come back and give them some business as well. Thank you very much. Jai Telangana.
Thank you, sir. So the context is set. How do we move out to tier 2 towns? That's, I think, the 2.0 of the growth for Telangana in the IT sector. And also, how do we sustain the growth in Hyderabad? How do we keep the companies happy? So to that extent, we organize this interactive session. Representatives from the government are here.